welcome to Explore Vegan ATX Quarantine Edition. I'm Mehul with my co-host Dana, and we're here with Mike from Citizen Eatery. So Mike, how are you and Citizen Eatery doing during COVID-19?
Well, as you can imagine, it's really bizarre and unusual, but everybody's in the same odd boat. We've been faring pretty well. Business is obviously down, as would be expected. Our takeout orders have increased, obviously, that's all we're doing. Takeout, delivery, curbside, as contactless takeout as possible, focusing on that, and obviously, sanitation and all the proper procedures involved with this mess. We're pretty good. One thing I really wanted to adhere to in the beginning, and I think we've pretty much done a good job, is just keeping a really positive attitude, doing our due diligence there at the store, and just keeping our faith intact that things are going to turn out okay, as opposed to grasping onto the fear, because it's so prevalent out there, rightly so. I understand how people are really worried, and obviously this is completely unprecedented and odd, and we have no idea how it's going to end up or turn out. But we've been trying to just stay positive one day at a time, wake up every morning and show up and do our best, and try to provide what we offer to our community, which is what we're proud of.
Great. And have you modified your hours, or people can still find you at your regular operating hours?
Yeah, we've tweaked it a little bit. We're opening at 11 every day. We've shortened our days. Right now, currently, we're Monday through Thursday from 11 to 6. We're doing Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7. And Saturday, we're just doing a brunch takeout from 11 to 3. And we might extend the hours just a little bit, Monday through Thursday, maybe for an extra hour, because I know some people are calling in and we're having to turn them away, and we don't want to do that. At the same time, we don't want to keep our staff there a long time, so it's, again, it's that balance. Or every day we're walking the tightrope a little differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And then I guess there was some news that has come out with restaurants reopening. Are you guys planning on being part of that plan of opening up your restaurant with that 25% cap right now?
Well, the governor had released the constraints a bit recently and allowed restaurants to do 25% currently, like right now. We've decided to opt out of that. For us, 25% dine-in capacity is just not worth the risk. The risk benefit is definitely way more on the risk side. So what the plan is right now is to sort of see how it goes. Phase 2 will begin perhaps on the 18th, where they might increase the capacity to 50%. So, which is more appealing to us financially. And, we could get a few more people in that way. So it would be a little easier for our guests to come in and sit down and eat. But, that's cool, but we still have to see, we're all hopeful that there won't be a big spike or anything in the virus. And between then phase 1, the initiation of phase 1, and by the time we get to phase 2, I think we'll have a better idea of best practices out there with restaurants that are working now and what not to do. There's just, there's stuff to learn, and we're just going to sort of see where we land. If we have to push it to June 1st, we'll push it to June 1st. I really don't see us waiting past June 1st unless something drastically changes. So
you mentioned that you're doing curbside and your to-goes, your takeout orders have increased, but are there other ways where people can support Citizen Eatery?
Yeah, gift cards is great. We have virtual gift cards you can purchase online through the website, citizeneatery.com. Or we have physical gift cards. You can come in. If you're making an order to pick up at the curb, we can throw a gift card in there for you. And also we do have a GoFundMe campaign for our staff, just sort of help out the staff. And if you want to make give the guys a tip, you can find that link on our website as well.
And then also, so maybe talk to us a little bit about like, has your supply or resources sort of been affected by this as far as getting fresh produce into your restaurant?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, we've been really fortunate with regard to the food. We've been able to get just about everything. We've opted out of a few really super perishable items just for the time being. You know, the stuff we're having a hard time getting are like sanitation supplies and that sort of thing, like which we'll have to figure that out before we open our doors to seating, dine-in seating. I mean, we've been making our own sanitizers, and there are, you know, I think it's FDA approved homemade sanitizers we've been making. But that's been the only thing. It's like that kind of stuff. The food has been great. You know, our local purveyors have been awesome. They've been on the ball. Obviously, the delivery days are a little bit limited with our vendors, but we've been able to work around it. We've been lucky.
That's great.
It's good to
That's
hear.
awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, hopefully you do get to open up soon, even if that is in a limited capacity fashion. But is there anything that fans of Citizen can expect from you guys? New menu items or anything of that sort?
Yeah, probably. You know, even before, back in the BC, before Corona, we were always like working on new features, you know, weekly features and stuff like that. We haven't really gone off the rails that way. We're still focused on that. There's just always tons of great ideas coming from the kitchen and from my wife and myself. It's like, oh, let's do this, let's make this and that, you know, all that. So we'll pretty much continue to do what we did before, you know, offer what we offer. A huge portion of our menu is more of a comfort style, which is perfect for this time. You know, people are really looking for comfort and anywhere they can get it. So they can get it from us, and they have been, and that's awesome, and we're so grateful. But, you know, we definitely tweaked our takeout operation a lot, you know, so we've been able to learn some things in that regard, and I have a really strong feeling that takeout is going to be kind of a thing for a while. So,
Right. And I guess the last add-on question is, what have you been doing to stay sane during this time, you personally?
Well, been hanging out with my kids and my wife a lot, which is awesome because we're good. You know, we're good like that. And my whole family, my kids, my wife and myself. Well, me and my wife, we were longtime Austin musicians. My kids play music, and we have a little studio at our house. So I've been writing a lot of songs, and we've been playing a lot of music, and, you know, like everybody, watching some Netflix and, you know, and cooking out and just chilling, you know, and just like living our life and using this like looking for the silver lining in all this mess and just finding that peace that's kind of easy to get right now with regard to like just the lack of the hectic day-to-day and the traffic and that. So we're just really focusing on those positive things that are sort of out there in plain sight, you know, and trying not to focus on the obvious negative thing.
That's great. And that's
Really
awesome.
good
You
to
can create creativity during this
I think we
time.
can all be creative right now and
Absolutely.
learn something
Yeah.
new.
Learn something new. My
Yeah.
daughter taught herself basically, she didn't know how to play guitar before. Now she's like totally strumming some chords. I mean, she just taught herself in no time, you know.
That's
Awesome.
great. Yeah, I'm gonna re-pick up the ukulele and try to remember how to
Yeah.
strum some
If you have
stuff.
a little virtual jam session.
I don't think anyone wants to jam with me.
Ah, come
I
on.
I would not be good.
Dude, there's
I'll
lots
just say.
of Zoom jams going on, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. We want to say thank you so much for joining us, and for all of you out there, support Citizen Eatery and all of these awesome local small businesses that we feature here and Explore Vegan ATX, and we feel very, very fortunate that they want to come and be a part of our little show here and go eat the Citizen Burger. You won't be sorry.
Yeah.
Because that was one of my all-time favorite things of the season. So
Mike, she still talks about it.
it's so good.
Still there. Still there, man.
No, the omelet. Yeah. So we'll be catching up with you guys through our quarantine editions and our regular episodes on our YouTube channel, Explore Vegan ATX.